Washington's clear thinking headquarters. The Morning Majority, 5 to 9 on 630 WMAL.
8:37 on WMAL. Brian Eaton, Tony Blankley in this morning on the Morning Majority. Larry Kudlow joins us now. CNBC host of the Kudlow Report. You can watch him 7 o'clock on CNBC's every weeknight. You can also see him on the call, 11 this morning on CNBC. And also the Larry Kudlow Show, Saturday nights at 7 o'clock here on WMAL. Larry, before we get into the economy, you live in New York. You work on Wall Street. I lost a lot of friends and colleagues on 9/11. Your reaction when you found out that Osama bin Laden was found and killed?
Well, I was stupendously happy over this, to be honest. And frankly, I make no bones about it. I mean, he's one of the great criminals of all time. And I was also absolutely taken by the courage that President Obama showed in this action, and, of course, the extraordinary execution by our special forces and the military and all who participate. I mean, this is an amazing event, amazing event. Everybody knows that. And it just filled me with joy. I think it's a shot in the arm for American greatness. And I was one of those chanting, USA, USA, USA. I think I chanted a little bit on the show last night.
Is there some goodwill that could spill over to perhaps fix the debt problem out of all this?
That's an interesting question, and we will see. You know, it's hard to compare this to anything, but I just sort of wondered out loud. We did a seg on it last night. Is it possible that the bipartisan support and sort of national unity thinking, national unity feeling, national unity emotion could translate into some politics here regarding the debt ceiling and some kind of budget reform, some kind of caps on spending? I don't know the answer to that, and I think Washington, being as hard-bitten as it is, you probably would handicap it, long odds. But I just think out loud, perhaps something will come of this. I know they had this bipartisan dinner last night in the White House. I haven't had a chance to talk to any of the senators and House members who were there, but I'm dying to find out.
Well, Lawrence, I think it's probably to some extent in the president's hand. I was thinking earlier back to what George Herbert Walker failed to do after his victory in the Persian Gulf, and then Newton, all of us were begging the Bush White House to come back with a big, strong domestic initiative, and all he came back with was the Transportation Act reauthorization.
I remember that, Tony.
You remember?
I remember that.
And he lost the opportunity to parlay his higher esteem into a serious domestic policy issue. So I guess the question I don't know the answer, is whether the president will make the decision that he's willing to try to find some plausible place to meet Republicans on the deficit issue, and then bet his increased capital that he now has on that, or whether he's going to let it sort of just play out as it has been playing out.
You're right. I mean, they're all the right questions, and I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
And I remember was 91,
yeah.
And the Kuwait invasion was done so well, and George Bush had 90% approval ratings and things of that sort. And very little came of it, as you noted correctly, in transportation, though. I couldn't believe it.
Not that there's anything wrong with transportation, but nonetheless, there could have been more.
There is nothing wrong with transportation bills. But you're right. Now, you're going to ask, or I'm going to ask, is President Obama a better politician and political leader than Papa Bush was? I don't want to answer that yet. I want to see what happens. And I think that Papa Bush's failure to get something done, something significant done, something to grow the economy, which was in a recession at that time, cost him dearly. A year and a half later. So I don't know what the right answer is, but my suspicion is that President Obama can be very crafty, putting a lot of his left-wing rhetoric aside. We know, as he did last December, he can get something done if he's of a mind to getting something done. I noticed Geithner is now pushing back the debt ceiling.
Magically to August now.
Right, to early August. And friends of mine, who are in that game deep up to their ears, tell me it could go another month after that. So you've got time. You've got time to do stuff here. The question is, will they do it? And do you want to have some kind of temporary unity government after this? I'm interested in the so-called Gang of Six in the Senate.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's going to work out or not. I haven't seen their product yet. I don't think anybody has. There's a lot of things going on, but it could spill over.
Well, your example of the lame duck session, of course, there President Obama actually moved to the conservative side on extending the Bush tax cuts.
Right.
So he actually made a substantial move and was thereby able to form some unity. The question is whether he would do that now on Medicare and the great deficit issue.
I mean, he has a tremendous look. He's got guys like me. I'm generally an Obama critic, no secret, and he's got guys like me. Whole hog last night in praise of everything he did. I mean, I just thought this whole Osama bin Laden thing is remarkable, and I don't even know everything that I need to know about it. But it's just remarkable and courageous, and gives this whole country a shot in the arm at home and globally, internationally. All of a sudden, we've had a rough slog these last 10 years, and capturing Osama was not capturing Osama was part of that rough slog. Now, capturing and killing him is a tremendous breakthrough. So, can it be put to work? I don't know, but I'm not going to give up hope that something's going to happen that'll be positive in terms of an economic package that'll promote growth and do something about the profligate budget spending.
All right, quickly on the timetable now that Geithner said we have until August 2nd, essentially. Before the day was May 16th, T-minus 14 days until that strikes. When does that mean we won't have to have a deal or an official declaration to raise the debt ceiling until August? Where do you see that working out?
Various accounts the Treasury had. Look, revenues are always flowing in, and they're actually flowing in a little stronger than they were a year ago. Because the economy is seeing very good corporate profits. That's an important sign, and the economy is seeing pretty good capital gains. So the taxes on that are flowing in very nicely, so they got a little more to work with. I think the fact that Geithner puts out this August 2nd number is very interesting, and the timing of it is very interesting. He's trying to open the door. It's a big difference from May whatever
16th.
16th. So he's tacking on a couple more months. That's a good sign. That means the door is open, and let's see if we can get through it with a decent deal. I have no doubt we will extend or increase the debt ceiling, but I think the way it's done is very, very important, and what Republicans get for it is very important in terms of spending caps. That is really important. Some reforms that'll say to the public, we're doing what you sent us here to do. And I think it's going to be a brutal battle. And I think the era of goodwill can wear off quickly regarding Osama bin Laden if nothing gets done. So I think the president's got to understand this. He's got to remember that Papa Bush squandered his tremendous approval, and the duration of this goodwill feeling from a fabulous action like killing Osama will not be forever. There's a timeline here, and so he can get something done if he chooses to.
All right, Larry. Good to talk to you as always. We appreciate your time.
Good talk.